Not only is online entrepreneurship a very profitable path to time freedom, it's also really interesting, exciting, and even a bit romantic, I would say. In this video, I'll share 5 romance phases all about the exciting adventures of entrepreneurs. It ain't boring. Why is this topic important? Well, because knowing what to expect instead of being hit by surprises is a quite big part of winning at this game of entrepreneurship. Now, if you want to know more about building an online business that has passive income potential that gradually frees up your time, just go watch my video on YouTube. I'll put a link in the comments below. Hello, if it's your first time here, I'm Diana. I'm a serial entrepreneur and business coach, and I help people build online businesses that gradually free their time. I help employees who want to become entrepreneurs, especially those people, but also struggling business owners who are ready to change and improve, build a smart online business. What do I mean by a smart online business? Automated, scalable, purpose-driven. And purpose-driven is very important, by the way. By focusing on time-saving tactics and tools, eliminating any unnecessary technology or complicated marketing strategies. And believe me, there are plenty around. Watch my video about what this means, which systems are mandatory to reach the passive income potential as fast as possible, but not too fast so you lose your priorities, by clicking at the top or at the link below. And please stick to the end where I give you my surprise bonus tip like usually. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 phases of an online business and how to get out of the worst ones, number 2 and number 3. As I said before, knowing what to expect instead of being hit by surprises is a big part of building a successful business, which is why I'm doing this video. Obviously, knowing implies incorporating constant learning into your routines, which will make the entrepreneurial journey a lot easier to deal with, especially if you don't have much experience. So phase number 1, the first phase is simply wonderful because it's new and it's called, excitement. The same as with a relationship. When you're falling in love with, the idea of having your own business, you don't even realize that there is so much stuff that you need to learn and to do, right? You can't wait to spend time on it. And the not so wise relationship coach here would say, well, enjoy this first stage while you can. The one where you can say anything you want to your girlfriend or boyfriend and they will think it's so adorable. A wise coach, on the other hand, would tell you if you choose right, then this stage will build a foundation for an amazing honeymoon and lifelong marriage. But if you are superficial and you choose the wrong partner, same applies to your business. If you choose the wrong idea or the wrong model, you will either abandon or deeply regret it later. Again, like in a marriage, right? Really nothing worse than being in the wrong marriage. This is exactly what I tell my clients and everyone who wants to listen. If you are not superficial, if you go a bit deeper in this investigation when you are selecting your business idea and model, using, for example, my 7-day free challenge exercises and questions, the excitement phase will not just last longer, but it will also make you a lot stronger, I believe, to deal with the next 2 phases. Basically, this is the part where you go deep enough to make sure you choose a purpose-driven business, first of all. If your business is not aligned with your core values, with your interests, your skills, and if it doesn't make use of your strength, the chances to make it are very slim. Phase number 2. Then comes, of course, the struggling phase, which means you just launch your offer, but you're barely making enough money with your online business. In fact, in some worst cases, nothing at all, because it doesn't have a big following yet. Or you simply don't seem to get any following at all, doesn't matter what you do. Possible, very common causes. You don't have consistency. Your business wasn't set up correctly. Your foundation needs improvement. You simply don't do enough marketing. In this stage, you're on your toes every day, and the whole thing may seem very, very difficult. If your offer is good, if your business was set up correctly, and your marketing strategy, for example, is also good, one reason your marketing doesn't work, meaning you see crickets, no results, may be because you simply don't do enough of it. Yeah, that's right. Since this video is about what business phases to expect, here are 3 phases that you should expect in marketing. That would be my own quick drawing in words, so don't judge, okay? MED, minimum effective dose. In this place, nothing you do matters. There is not enough momentum, not enough touch points, not enough exposure, not enough reach and engagement. This is where 90% of people get stuck and too many abandon. SS, sweet spot. You've identified the highest return on investment strategies, and this is the place that is actually massive. So unless your business is making 7 figures, you can do more if this is your objective, only if this is your objective. And DR, diminishing returns, this is the place where more effort in money or time isn't going to pay off. But don't worry, very few businesses, get here. And no need to get here, actually. You can stop and you can profit from your business while still in the sweet spot. So to get out of MED, not medicine, but minimum effective dose, you need to market a lot more than you think. And you also need to be strategic in your marketing, testing what works and what doesn't, because otherwise you'll get overwhelmed. I hope my little drawing inspires you to keep working on your business and to keep testing new techniques and new strategies until you are confident you found the ones that perform best for your business and your target audience. Of course, the Pareto rules applies here as well, and the goal is to discover and to refine the strategies that produce 80% of the results and to focus on those. And by the way, be very happy, because if you chose one of the main online business models that I talk about in my free training, see link below, you do have a business which can bring in profits extremely fast and which allows you to experiment a lot. Many businesses cannot afford experimenting like this, so keep working on yours, okay? A solid offer, a strategic marketing plan, professional business systems in place, again, check out this video about the topic, and a good mindset are all things extremely important that you'll highly benefit from if you're committed to work on them. So what are my tips for this phase, to get out of this phase? Well, be consistent, follow up the plan, make the improvements, and aim to triple your marketing efforts, okay? Try to be strategic about it as well, and above all, do not give up, okay? That's the main tip, do not give up. Phase number 3. The next phase, the one that follows if your business develops in a healthy way, is the survival one. That's how I called it. You're finally getting some more traffic and sales on your website, which is good. You've grown past the struggling phase, but now there could be more cost than ever before. And not all those customers that came in during the struggling phase are actually your ideal ones. Here you need to become extremely selective with your time, with your efforts, your tactics. Another phase where you will need to focus on identifying what doesn't work and why, and improve and replace constantly. Also, you will need to keep producing content, okay? You will need to market your offer heavily and to promote your business as much as you can. You still need consistency in this phase, okay? Big time. But I hope during this phase you will feel a lot more motivated, simply thinking of the fact that you already have some happy clients, which means you have proof of your offer. You have proof that your offer works. During this phase, if you have unhappy clients, please don't ever ignore it. Go back and fix things, and try to see if you can make your clients not just happy, but thrilled that they bought from you, that they bought your offer. And this is not negotiable. Interview these people, see the reasons for the gap between what you offer and their expectations, and fix anything that needs fixing, really. Of course, only if the issues are valid. If they aren't, don't waste your time with them. Some people complain for no reason, and you'll have to put up with these people every now and then. Next phase, phase number 4, thriving. You found a way to bring in some almost passive income, meaning you have systems in place and you have enough money coming in each month to pay off your bills and also make some profit while still growing your business at a steady pace. And you don't need to work more than you plan. First, celebrate, because most don't make it to this phase. This is the phase where everything starts taking off even more than before. And it usually happens sort of suddenly, like a piece of content going viral, for example, or an ad that has an amazing return on ad spend. But even if all goes well in this phase, like in a mature marriage where people respect and support each other, or they help each other become the best versions of themselves, now is really not the time to abandon the good things that brought you both here. Meaning, date and quality time together, should go even deeper rather than be cancelled or neglected. So keep the same client strategies, keep the same systems and tools that brought you here when you're struggling, that you implemented when you're struggling and that worked. And if people are unhappy for some reason, just create a system to find out the root problems. You don't need to get involved yourself this time, but just make sure your team is competent enough to follow this thoroughly, okay? Finally, this phase is the time to focus on improving each one of your systems, on making the business machine work even better, more effectively and more efficiently. There's a lot to say here, so just please watch my other videos on the topic. And finally, the last, and I would say the best phase by far, phase number 5, the one where you get to that real passive income, is called scaling, which means you're finally freeing up your time. You work less than 10-15 hours max per week while still making a disproportionate revenue, 6 or 7 figures, which was the goal from the start, right? This phase will come with a very different set of challenges, I would say. In fact, so different that most probably you will need to change some things about yourself, about your business, even your coaches, your mentors, and your team, if you made it this far. The kind of coaches that can actually help you through the first 4 phases are usually not the ones to help you truly scale your business. So you have to keep that in mind. Each phase has, I would say, different challenges and requires different skill sets that you need to learn before you move on to the next one. I covered the first 3 and beginning of the 4th phase in my mini course, the Time Saving Hustle. how to build a scalable, automated online business from the very start that will increasingly free your time, creating time freedom as soon as possible rather than burnout. The business fundamentals and workbooks that helped me reach almost 7 figures with one of my businesses. The exact steps with detailed recommendations, technology, tools, and tactics to help you save time while maximizing your results. The first training, by the way, of the mini course is free, and it's addressed to anyone who wants a scalable, purpose-driven, passive income type of online business as fast as possible. You can get access to it at the link in the description below. My mini course also debunks many online myths that lead to failure and frustration. So what's really important to know regarding phases number 2 and number 3, the struggling and surviving ones, the ones that most people don't seem to manage to overcome? I've been talking about this in several of my previous posts on my page, The Freedom Lifestyle with Diana, and in my videos, but let's review the main ones. Number 1, danger number 1. Highly unrealistic expectations. Yes, that's right. One of the most common causes of failure is unrealistic expectations from the beginning. Way too many beginners appear to create their websites, sales pages or email campaigns with the expectation of a 50% conversion rate. Compare this with the average standard of 1 to 3%. These people, they anticipate a few social media posts, and purchases to follow their very newly launched offer. Is this you? If yes, I'm afraid you're in big need of a wake-up call. You need some tough love, keeping the analogy with the romance thing. Please stay clear of the loser mentality, and sorry for the strong term, but not sure how else I should call this type of thinking. The one that looks for a quick fix and gets disappointed as soon as it doesn't see results immediately. People with this mentality, they think that starting an online business is going to give them time freedom right away or make them rich overnight. And when they don't see returns after a few months, they become so disappointed that they abandon their businesses or they stop their marketing efforts. And they may have a wonderful idea and a wonderful model, but they give up since they haven't yet worked out how to reach their target clients. But also they have no solid knowledge or solid mentors to guide them in their entrepreneurial journey. They don't know about the business phases, marketing phases, and so on. So several of them give up in phase 2 and a few more in phase 3. The truth is, it takes both hard, as in consistent work, and smart work, as well as a bit of time to build a successful online business, okay? It's not just because it's online that it's going to happen overnight. If you're not willing to learn how to work smart and understand what is the average time period needed to reach your objectives, your financial objectives, and become profitable, as well as the key metrics that apply in your industry, then you might as well, give up now. Things happen in stages, and you have to be patient if you want to succeed. So if you're feeling discouraged because you're not seeing results, please hold on, okay? When I talk about passive income businesses, as I explained in my free training, I'm referring to those type of businesses that allow you to work as little as 10 to 15 hours per week and yet make 6 figures and beyond, okay? But to get to this level, as I already said so many times, you'll have to work both hard and smart at first, and there is no getting around that. And if you watch my free training, what statistics show, right? They show that the second phase of an online business, the struggling one, can take up to 2 years, even 3 years on average. And this is still, by the way, a lot faster than for brick and mortar businesses, which usually take significantly longer. So that's good news. Danger number 2, wrong mentors. I know that in some cases the above problem may be the result of online scams or people literally advertising lies. And those who have no or very little experience, they usually fall for the type of claims that say, get a 6-figure business in 2 months, guaranteed. Proven strategy to help you make thousands from, your first days, or 10K in 10 days, or stuff like that. But there are ways to stay clear of scammers online, which imply a minimum research from your side. I'm actually planning to do a video soon about this, so just stay tuned to help people spot these scammers more easily. However, if you have a strong mentor and if you learn from the best, you could make your first few sales the same month you launch your offer, and you can learn how to reach more of the same consumers, reducing the average 2 to 3 year period, and who knows, perhaps even cover all of your costs in less than a year. So, startup costs for online businesses are quite low. Still, this doesn't mean they don't exist. Again, watch my free training or subscribe to get my emails and you will learn more about this, even rough estimations. Finally, in some very rare cases, the struggling phase may only take a few months for those individuals who really understand not just how to work smart and have the correct coaching, but they also have a unique offer, a very strong offer, or they are selling it to a hungry audience. And yes, the market has to be hungry. Or you need to have an audience already that truly follows you and wants things from you. But what you need to remember here is that putting up with those 2 difficult phases, number 2 and number 3, is really worth it because of the next 2 stages, number 4, thriving, and number 5, scaling, which are undoubtedly exciting. So one thing for sure, to get here within the shortest amount of time, you will need to study from the best. And by the way, Other business coaches talked about the same stages. One of them called them the wantrepreneur phase, the starter phase, the producer phase, and then the master phase. It sounds a bit more vague to me, so I try to choose some self-explanatory terms. If you're ready to start but you don't want to take any chances, then my mini course could be a good start for you. You have the link in the description below. And this video about systems that explains the mandatory ones, the ones that you will need to reach that passive income potential in your business as fast as possible. Only 5 systems, but each quite critical, I would say. By the way, only a small percentage of entrepreneurs have all 5 systems performing well. Now, since you stuck till the end, and as usual, here is my bonus tip on the topic. We are not talking about a relationship, but that doesn't mean that emotional intelligence is not really important. As an entrepreneur, you may have a very high IQ, but once again, for your business success, your EQ will count more, believe it or not. You know me, I have an infographic on this topic too. This one is only actually available for my signature course clients, but in this video, I do want to mention the top criteria, the top things to develop if you want to increase your emotional intelligence. According to Daniel Goleman, the psychologist who popularized the term emotional intelligence, EQ consists of: first, self-awareness, very important. Self-regulation, self-control, also critical. Motivation, ability to self-motivate, highly important. Empathy, social skills. Basically the same attributes that usually define a great leader. And you can develop them, really, you can. There are so many free tests, first of all, on the web. You can find them so you can learn about your current level. I did many in the past, EQ, IQ, all kinds of tests. And also you have free or quite inexpensive courses to help you increase your EQ. In fact, if you hire a good mentor, you should be able to increase your EQ through their coaching. Increasing your EQ will pay off big time professionally. And guess what? Personally and romantically too, for sure. I told you those 2 areas are much more similar than you think. And if you want to know what is absolutely necessary to include in your online business, if you want time freedom and if you want it fast, basically the passive income potential I've been talking about, then you should definitely watch my video, What I Would Do Now If I Wanted to Build a 6-Figure Business Fast. See you next time.